Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of Deep South Justice American Truck Simulator. Um, Before I get started right off the bat, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start recording some American Truck Simulator when I play. Just kind of give me a chance to do a little bit more talking and talking about the community. Just show that the community is not just about 5M, GTA 5 patrols and whatnot. But before I get started on all that and get off on that. We'll go over some of the mods and what's going on here in ATS right now. I am using Viper's Peterbilt 379389. I'm using the 63-inch flat top sleeper. As you can see, I've got a thin blue line skin on it. I've got the thin blue line flags. I love this truck. Excuse me. I've been using it for a while now. I've been using this truck for a little while now. I absolutely love it. I originally started the game out with the Kenworth T680. Love that truck. I had over 125,000 miles on it. Decided I wanted to get in a little bit more modding in this game. Saw this skin. Saw it was compatible with Viper's truck, so I went and got the truck, got the skin. I've completely customized it to how I like it. And yeah, I love this truck. So these videos are going to be about 30 to 45 minutes. I'm not going to, try and run too long. I like doing long runs, so I'm not going to bore you guys with 3, 4, 5 hour videos of me just driving the entire way. So what I'm working on now is I started up in Gaspé, Canada, and I'm headed all the way down to Naples, Florida. Another thing is I'm using Coast to Coast map mod. I'm using Canada Dream along with Viva Mexico. So I've got a lot of roads to travel. I've made this game more enjoyable, if you will, as ATS as SCS works on more states. I mean, if you know anything about the game, it does take a while for them to release a state, which I get. So I've added these map mods to make the game more enjoyable. It's pumped some new life into it for me. I'm having a lot of fun. Right now I'm sitting right outside of Holton. Looks like Maine. And yeah, I'm headed down to Naples, Florida. So we will get in it. Alright, so here is a view of the truck from the outside. It is dark, so you don't really get to see it too well. I do have the blue neons. I absolutely love that. I think it's a great addition to the truck. With using the thin blue line flags, the oversized load flags are thin blue line as well. I like it, so I just deal with it. I do aim for more realism, but I absolutely love this skin and those flags, so I just roll with it. But let's go ahead and get out. So first I'd like to start off talking about what Deep South Justice is, who we are, what we do, things of that nature. So we are a GTA 5 5M community, as you can see from other videos. But I think that we're much more than just 5M, just GTA 5. All of us, we play other games like Hunter Call the Wild. Some of them play Farming Simulator 2017, American Truck Simulator. So when we're not having a patrol or nights are just slow, we jump on and we play other games and we play together. And I think that that's what makes us kind of stand out from some of the other communities that are out there. We're not limited to just 5M. As you saw in my last video, when we had 4 people, it started off as 4, it ended up being just, I think, 3. I don't remember exactly. We didn't have enough people for a patrol. You know, other people had other things going on that night. So we decided, hey, let's jump on LSPDFR, and someone played dispatch for us, and we, you know, we kind of had a little mini patrol out of that. And that was a lot of fun, I'll tell you what. I hope that we do get to do that a little bit more. The nights that are slow, it was a blast. If you watch the video, I don't think that there was a dull moment at all. Even when I'm, you know, running back and forth between calls, when I'm, you know, I had a call that took me all the way up to Chiliad Mountain, off the 1 up there by Polito, and I was down at the southern part of the city. So I'm running code 3 all the way up the city, took care of my call, was coming back into town, and yeah, I didn't do too much coming back into town because I wanted to come back into the city. I didn't want to get stuck out in the county, even though I was a sheriff unit. You had my other friends, Rutledge and Williams, they had their calls going, and so you got to hear the radio traffic from them as well, and I thought that it was a little change of pace. I thought it was a blast. I had a lot of fun doing it. Rutledge, Williams, and Church that were on, they had fun with it too. So I hope that we get to do that. So that's kind of what Deep South Justice is about. Is we're not strictly, oh, you have to be on 5M. You have to play. You have to be patrol. If we have a slow night, we go do something else. We play Hunter Call of the Wild, and you know, we go hunt for a little bit. I think that that's a lot of fun as well. There is an age restriction that we have. It is 17 years or older. It's just to kind of keep... We like more realistic RP. We don't want, you know, people coming in and, you know, flying jets and blowing everybody up. It's just not fun. So we like to keep the age limit up, so that way we kind of have, you know, those people that understand that we want a more realistic styled patrol. Our server is, however, listed, so anybody can join. So if you want to jump in and you want to roleplay Sliv for us one night, and you want to see what the community is about and see what we're like during patrol, see how professional we are, see how good we are, I encourage you to do so. To be a cop, you do have to be whitelisted, meaning you do have to go to our website. I can get that website for you guys later. I can post it in the link on this video. And you have to go through the training and a little bit to get to becoming a Leo. But I do encourage everybody to at least jump on the server one night. We usually have patrols between 2100 or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They usually last for a couple hours or so. But we have a lot of fun. This is a great community. I've been with the community since July, and I've had a lot of fun. I love being with this community. This community is family first, which is something that I really, really like about it. It's not something where you have to be on every night for patrol. You have to make attendance. You have to be there. It's, if you got family things going on, you got family things going on. You got personal life, you got personal life going on. Me, I'm in the Montana Air National Guard. I'm engaged to a very beautiful woman with 3 boys. So, yeah, my time isn't always... Wow, okay, thank you for that. Anyways, my time isn't always, you know, free. I'm not always able to just jump on for patrols. And what's nice about Deep South Justice is I tell them, hey, look, guys, I can't get on tonight. I've got this going on. With being in the Guard, I'm working on promoting to the grade of E5. So I've got, you know, some stuff going on there. My fiance, she's in nursing school, so a lot of nights she needs my computer so she can do, you know, exams, homeworks, whatever. And being a part of Deep South Justice, they understand that, and that's awesome. So, a little bit more about who I am. I'm Tim Schmidt. I am the Sheriff of Blaine County Sheriff's Office. I was, when I started recording, I was the undersheriff, and then the sheriff at the time stepped down, and I was appointed sheriff. Having a lot of fun being sheriff. I got into computer gaming back in 2013 when I got home from my deployment. I decided I wanted to build a computer and do some computer gaming. Computer gaming has always interested me. Oh, excuse me. So I built my computer, had my buddy help me out. I don't remember what the first game was that I got for it, but I think it was a flight simulator. I really wanted to build a computer to play flight simulators. Then I found Euro Truck Simulator 2. Played that. I played a lot of it. I really enjoyed that game. The more I played it, I kind of learned about SCS. Learned that they were making American Truck Simulator, so I was really happy about that. Couldn't wait. So time kind of goes on. I kind of fall off the wagon of, playing on my computer. I didn't really explore it enough to have fun with it. There's so much you can do. I try to do MMOs. Those games they're just not for me. I guess you could kind of argue that FiveM is an MMO, if you will, an MMORP. But as far as like World of Warcraft and things like that, I played for a little bit. I had a couple friends that I played with, but it just was not for me. So I kind of lost interest. Say January-ish of 2016 or February-ish of 2016, saw that American Truck Simulator had coming out. Picked it up, started playing it. Absolutely fell in love with it. Had a blast. I put many hours into the game. And I kind of just stood there, kind of just played American Truck Simulator. Next, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, the remastered edition came out, so I kind of played that for a little bit. But I had played that game so much when I was on console. Not that I really lost interest of it, but it got very repetitive because I was already doing what I had already done before, what I've already done a couple times. I would definitely love to get back into that game. I may even record in that game. I love that game to death. It's hands down one of my favorite games of all times. Maybe I should pick it back up. So anyways, we're coming into... During the time that I picked up American Truck Simulator again, I started jumping on YouTube and I started watching videos of like Jeff Favignano with LSPDFR. And when I built my computer, I never wanted to get into modding because I was afraid of getting a virus, and I had dropped $1,500 on this computer, and I didn't want to, load it up with viruses and then just completely, kill my hard drive or whatever. It's not what I had, initially not what I had built the computer for. But, I started watching LSPDFR, and then finally around, gosh, I don't know, it must have been April or May of last year, 2017, I decided, alright, fine, I'll get LSPDFR. So I, modded, got GTA 5, got LSPDFR, modded my LSPDFR. It wasn't perfect at the time, but, it was enough for me to do what I needed to do. While scrolling through I don't remember exactly when Jeff started, but he started joining DOJ and started playing on their server. And then that's when I kind of found out about Bay Area Bugs and Polecat and some of those other guys. And I was like, that's really cool. I thought that the whole FiveM, role-playing was just awesome. So I'm on the LSPDFR Facebook group page, and I see an ad for Deep South Justice. One of the founders had posted on there. So I was like, you know what? I messaged him to the guy. I'm not going to disclose his name or anything like that. But I had messaged him and I was like, hey man, I'm not able to be on every night. Fridays, Saturdays, maybe some Thursdays here and there. I'll be able to get on. And he's like, man, we're a family first community, so definitely apply. So I applied. and with being full-time working at that time, I was kind of having scheduling issues with trying to get set up with my interview and whatnot, and help getting my 5M loaded. Eventually, we got it all worked out. Joined the sheriff's office in there. Started out as a cadet, worked my way up to deputy. Oh, I thought I had to slow down. Yep, here we go. They needed more FTOs, so I volunteered to be an FTO. Got promoted to the rank of sergeant. And I really just kept, working my way up through the chain. I made lieutenant, was captain for a little bit, then I went to chief deputy, then undersheriff, now I'm the sheriff. So I kind of climbed my way through the ranks. I've had a blast since I have been with Deep South Justice. And so yeah, that's a little bit background of who I am, where I've started. Like I've mentioned, I kind of want to get more into recording. I know that like some of my recordings that I have now from 5M, they kind of come up when they come up. I'm not on any sort of set schedule or anything like that. I would love to be, but as I mentioned, I have a family, I have other obligations. I can't just be on all the time, can't be on my computer all the time. So that kind of limits me. But I definitely want to get into recording more. It's just I got to work around my schedule. If this ATS thing kind of kicks off, I'll be recording more of American Truck Simulator. I may record a couple episodes, or record a little bit of Hunter Call of the Wild. Just to show you guys different things of what we're about. Like I said, if I do eventually jump back into Skyrim, I'll record that as well. I may even I'll probably most likely do some LSPDFR videos as well, just to kind of showcase what I have. And LSPDFR is it's fun. It's a great game. During these recordings that I do, I'm not on TeamSpeak right now because I really wanted to, I had all this I wanted to talk about. So, I may be on TeamSpeak and, in between talking on my video, you may hear me talk to, other members of the community who jump on TeamSpeak. Or if I jump on this after patrol, I'm going to stay in TeamSpeak and I'm going to talk to my friends on there. So you may hear that as well. So you never know what you're going to hear. I may throw some music on here in a little bit. So I don't really know how that's going to work out. If I need to, like next episode or whatever, I can just turn the music off and not have music. If you've ever played American Truck Simulator, you know that it kind of gets a little boring and dry, especially on these long, I still have like 2,000 miles to go or something like that. It gets kind of boring and it gets kind of dry, so having some music to kind of drown out the length of the trip really, really helps. Later in this episode or in my next episode, I will definitely putting music on and I will try it. With this, like I said earlier, this is like a 2,000-mile trip. I'll record the whole time, but I'll edit it down to about 30, 45 minutes or so that way I don't lose your interest, so you keep coming back and you keep wanting to watch. And fact of the matter is, I can only be on for about an hour and a half today before my fiance gets home and we got things to do. So, this run is going to take me a couple days to do. I may not get to finish it tonight. So there's also that. So if it looks like that I'm kind of jumping in and out, that's why, because I've got other things going on as well. As you can see, I'm getting low. I'm about a quarter tank of gas. I'm going to check and see where the nearest gas station's at. I'm getting to about time where I need some gas. Oh, kind of froze there for a second. All right, we got it. Well, there's some gas in Boston, and Let's see. So there's no truck stops in between. That gas in Boston, that might be easy to get to. It's just having this heavy haul load. It gets kind of difficult getting in and out of some gas stations, but we'll suck it up. We'll go down to Boston. We'll fill up in Boston, and then we'll get back on the road. And I have 1,500 miles, so I'm a little bit further than what I had anticipated, and looks like we've already driven some good distance. Another thing that I did want to address while I have this free time is I know that my quality, the video quality of my recordings have gone down a little bit. That's because when I was editing my videos, I was trying to make it 1080p. And the videos were like 6, 7, 8 gigabytes per video. And then I'd try and go and upload them to YouTube. And it was literally taking me 24 hours to upload a 6 gigabyte video. And for me, that's just, it's not worth it. That means I gotta leave my computer on, and that's, you know, wasting electricity. Our internet is just not good enough to handle a constant running of, you know, 24 hours. Okay, so we're getting to Boston, so I gotta come off the highway here so I can go get us some gas, so we're not pushing the truck, or we don't have to call for a tow. Anyway, so yeah, as you notice, my streaming quality's gone down a little bit. You know, maybe later in the future, after me and my fiance, you know, after she gets out of nursing school, we buy a house and we move and we get away from, you know, the area we're in, because where we're at is a bunch of apartments. And if you know anything about how the grids work with Wi-Fi and whatnot, that's really what's slowing down my internet. Is you've got all these people around us that are, you know, I don't know what we pay for. I'm sure it's like 15 megabytes per second or something like that. And if you know anything about grids, you're not getting the full 15. I might be seeing, you know, 7 or 8, especially with everybody that's on around me. So once we move out of this area and we get to a place that's not as populated, it may be a little bit easier for me to have those better quality videos and upload them. But right now it's not possible. It's not realistic, or it's not plausible, I should say, for me. So I brought down the quality of the video a little bit. I mean, the videos kind of suffer a little bit, but the quality's not terrible. I think that a lot of what really helps is that my graphics card, even though it's 5 years old this year, that you can still you can still see the game fairly well. It's not like I'm running a horrible graphics card, and then on top of that I'm running, you know, horrible video quality. No, I have a good graphics card. I'm still getting, you know, 60 frames per second most of the time, good majority of the time, really. So it's not all terrible. And the video, he kind of bumped my trailer back there. It is a long trailer. This is a fun one to do, to say the least. Anyways, yeah, now the videos are like a gigabyte, 2 gigabytes, and it takes me hour, 2 hours at most to upload a video, which is a lot more doable. Like I said, hopefully one day I'll be able to get back to doing those, you know, 720 or 1080p videos. I would love that, but just right now it's not possible. So we're getting close to the gas station. If you look on the mini map or on the GPS over there, we'll fill this truck up. There is a garage here, so I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna get the garage. Every town that I'm in, I do. It's telling me to go straight. No, let's go straight and see what happens. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier for me to get into the gas station that way. I am going to pick up all the garages as SCS continues to update the game, adding in more states and whatnot. It's sounding like Oregon's the next one, which I was hoping it was going to be more Colorado or Utah. You know, kind of make the map a little bit more square instead of so long. But then again, the going from New Mexico to Oregon does kind of open up the long haul, styled deliveries, loads. Which, I mean, I like I said, I prefer Utah and Colorado, but you know what? We can deal with Oregon. We can make it work. So yep, we're just gonna pull in here. It is daytime, so I do need to turn my lights and my neons off, but since we're right here at the gas station, I'll just wait until we get in. Looks like I'm gonna have to make a nice big wide turn. This load it's fun. It is fun to drive these. You really have to plan out your route. You really have to plan out where you're going. It's not just something where it's not like a van or you know, just a regular lowboy or flatbed where you could just, oh, here, I'll just make this turn. No, you've really got to strategically plan what you're doing, where you're going, and things of that nature. And you'll probably get to see some of that. I'd like to say that I'm a fairly good driver, so I think you'll get to see some of that as the time goes on. Let's go ahead and turn lights off, put the parking brake on. We are in neutral. Let's go ahead and fill this up. If you watch my videos, I mean, I do like to keep it realistic, like I've said before, but there's days that I don't feel like backing up, so I may not back up. I may, with these heavy haul loads, because they are so big and such a pain in the ass sometimes, I just go to the very first option where it's like I'm in a rush, just take the load essentially. And so I may do that. So you may not see me back up a trailer. I'm not terrible at it. I'm not trying to hide my skills. It's just that it really doesn't, I mean, other than adding the realism to the game, it really doesn't do much. And I'd much rather just drop the load and go pick up the next one and keep on getting down the road. That's kind of my standpoint on it. But you know what, some of these videos, maybe I will do some, you know, backing up, so that way you guys can see that. Especially if I have viewers that have never played American Truck Simulator and they want to see what, you know, this game is about. What's nice about where this garage location is at is I'm not going to have to try and make a U-turn to get out of essentially what would be a dead-end street for me. This one I can kind of drive up in it. I can, you know, buy the garage, and then I can get back on the road. There's some of them where I've got to make try and attempt a U-turn, and with this long trailer and its 2 pivot points, it's difficult. So this is kind of nice that I have this one, and this is actually a really big area, and I could probably turn this trailer around if I needed to, but I think I can go up around this loop, it looks like, and I'd be just fine. So yep, we want to buy this garage. Now, don't make fun of my backing up skills. I'm not exactly the best with these heavy haul trailers. Should do that. Should have done that from the beginning, but you know what? I think that we have enough room here that I could just turn this trailer right here. As long as I clear this wall right here, which I think I can back up, and I would be just fine. And then that way, it looks like there is a indicator for a recruiting center, so I can, you know, drive past that and I can pick that up, so when it does come time for me to put trucks and drivers in this garage, I have that. So we will just do this, keep over here to the right as this trailer gets turned around and we don't hit that guardrail right there in the middle. While we have the room, we are gonna come over, get in this lane, and turn left. And then we will get back out on the road and get back down it. So I know we're called Deep South Justice, and essentially that's the 5M side. Really what we should be called is Deep South Role Playing, and Deep South Justice would be the 5M. And then like Deep South LSPDFR for when we play LSPDFR. I actually need to change my company name because I want to change it in this to Deep South Trucking, which would be like our ATS, our trucking division. I mean, we could call ourselves Deep South Outdoorsmen for the hunting, Hunter Call of the Wild, Deep South Farm or something, you know, along that lines for when we do Farming Sim 2017. It's like I said before, what I really love about this community is we're not strict, and we're not restricted to one thing. It's we do it all. In fact, I had saw the other day that Rockstar has finally announced that Red Dead Redemption 2 be coming out in the fall. I want to say it was I want to say it was November that I saw. I may be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I was like, you know, that'd be really awesome if, you know, 5M or somebody made servers for us so we could essentially have patrols, but, you know, Wild Wild West style, on horseback and buggies and whatnot. Like, I think that would be awesome. Of course, everybody was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be a badass idea. So, you know, when Red Dead Redemption comes out, and if there's, you know, a way for us to do that, be looking forward to it, because we're going to do it. We're innovative. We excuse me. We like to change it up. We like to do different things. We like to have fun. That's the big thing. Alright, so we're headed back out. We're gonna get back on the highway. We're gonna keep on trucking. We got a little over 1,500, or a little under 1,500 miles to go before this run is done, and we're in Florida. I know we're coming up on our time mark for when we've got to rest again. I think we got about 6 hours or so, but we're just gonna keep on going. Gonna get back on the road, get back down it. So yeah, a little bit more about, you know, ATS and what I have on it. Like I said, I put in Coast to Coast, Canada Dream, and Viva Mexico. All the map mods, they all work together. I've had 0 crashes with, you know, when I put them on, and I started out in Phoenix because they took me back to it because there was some changes made to the game. I went straight down to Mexico. I bounced around a couple different cities in Mexico, and then I picked the load that went up to Canada, Gaspé, Canada. And so I drove all the way across. When I finished in Mexico, I went up to Idaho, dropped my load off in Idaho, picked up another load that took me up to Gaspé, Canada. So I've been across, all 3 different map mods, and transition's flawless. It works beautiful. I love it. I don't have any trailer mods on as of now. I'm more or less, I put the map mods on. I wanted to make sure that they were working fine before I start throwing in trailer mods again. I do have like a bamboo trailer that's a lot of fun. It's got to be like a 70-foot trailer. This huge giant deal, like a trunk, if you will, of bamboo. That's a lot of fun to do. My buddy Williams, he has his own trailers that he's made. I found a website of another modder that makes a bunch of trailers, all heavy haul stuff, so I might throw those on and do that. I do have mods for the different double setups, whether it be the single axle doubles, a 53-foot double, or 53-foot trailer, and a single axle double, to double 53-footers. That one's a lot of fun to roll around in. And then I have triples as well, and that one has the single axle triples. And I remember these all have specific names, but I don't remember what they are. And then he even has the 53-foot trailer triples, sorry. And that one's a lot of fun as well. That is a long road train. I've only done that one once. I like doing it. It's not exactly realistic. The game has not been set up at all for you to run such long trailers. I hope that later that's something that's kind of addressed, so that way we can run 3 trailers. The 350-foot trailers I've never personally seen while driving, and I've done quite a bit of cross-country driving. I've got family in Alabama. I'm originally from Arizona. I live in Montana. I've moved around my entire life, so I've spent some time on the road. I've never seen a 353-foot trailers. I don't know if that really is something that's possible. I've definitely seen 2 53-foot trailers, so that is realistic. And I've seen the 3 single axle trailers, which I think is one of them right there, up in front of me. So, like I said, I like to try to keep the realistic. I love, being as close to realistic as possible. Maybe one day I will throw the 53-foot triples on, and just to show you guys what it is, what it's about, and just how much fun it is. But as I continue to run these map mods and make sure that everything works okay, I will kind of add in trailer mods for different episodes and whatnot, just to switch it up, keep things more interesting, so I'm not always running the same loads. I'm probably not going to switch up the truck, at least not for a while. Thank you, sir, for that. I don't know why you felt the need to pull out in front of me like that. Anyways, I'm probably not going to switch the truck up too much. Like I said, I really enjoy this truck. I love the 4-axle setup that it has, the liftable axle there. And I can kind of show you that later down the road, that I use for the heavy haul stuff. This truck has a ton of power. I don't have any issues with any vehicle, with any trailers, with any loads. So I'm probably not going to switch it up. On top of that, like I said, I absolutely love this skin. And I don't want to stop using it as of right now. So more than likely I'm going to stick with just this truck, and then just kind of go from there. The trailers will be the things that I switch up. I know they have mods out to change the skins on the trailers and the companies, so when you pull up to a Walbert, it's actually a Walmart, or a Charge, which is more like a Best Buy or a Circuit City type establishment. I may add those in later down the road. But as of now, I'm gonna, at least for the duration of this episode, I'm gonna keep it the way it is. Maybe next episode, next time I get on, I will throw that in and see what happens. I also don't want to overload the game and be susceptible to crashing. My brother who plays this game as well, he absolutely loves this game. He had modded his game so much that he had fatigue on, and so when he tried to go and rest, it wouldn't let him rest. And he took all his mods off and tried to rest, and it still would not let him rest. So he did something that the fatigue was still going, but it wouldn't let him rest. And so he ended up having to recreate his profile, and he wasn't happy because he had a lot of hours in his game. It was pretty much well established in his little world that he had going. So I don't want to run into that issue. Maybe it was a bug with one of the mods. This was, shoot, almost a year and a half ago. So, you know, that issue could have been fixed by now. But it's just something I don't want to run into. I don't want to have, you know, 200 mods on this game, and it affects the performance of the game, if you will. So I know that this episode's been running roughly 30 minutes or so now. About 45 minutes. I don't have any sort of time or anything set, so I can't see exactly how long I've had it going for yet. Down the road, once I get a better setup than what I'm using now, I can start kind of timing my recording so I know kind of where I'm at and what I need to do. But I mean, I'm 45 minutes into this one. I've still got, let's see, doesn't tell me in here. Okay, so world map. I've still got 1,200 miles, so I still got a ways to go yet. I mean, we're only in New York. I've got to get all the way down. Got to get through the Carolinas, West Virginia, Georgia. You know, so I still got a ways to go. What I may end up doing is, if this becomes too long, I may break it up into 2 separate episodes. Just so that way you're not sitting here watching, you know, an hour and a half to 3 hours all at once. I mean, of course, I'll still be on the same load, but if I break it up, maybe there'll be the music in it. Maybe I'll be on TeamSpeak, and you can, you know, hear me chat with my buddies, and that can kind of keep you interested without boring you, if you get what I mean. So, let's get back out here. In fact, I do want to see how much time I have left. So I've got 4.5 hours before I need to stop. So we'll just keep on going, get this load done. Alright, so we're getting close to being done for the day. Driver's getting tired, so just check the map. We're gonna stop in Baltimore. I'm gonna rest. That'll be the conclusion of this episode. I don't have an intro made yet for it. I mean, it's kind of a little late to say it because this is the end of the episode, and obviously the intro's at the beginning. Introduction. Anyways, this episode's probably not gonna have an intro. The next one's probably not gonna have an intro. It's going to take me a little bit to kind of figure out what I want to do as far as that. I mean, obviously I have an intro for the Deep South Justice patrols. I may use that, but that theme kind of seems more like the patrol rather than the trucking. So maybe I can figure something out to do with this. just get some other ideas. I'll talk to my friends, see if they have any suggestions on what to do. But eventually there will be a intro for this, intro for, you know, if I do LSPDFR or Hunter Call of the Wild or Skyrim, or, you know, whatever I end up doing. Maybe I'll change the intro altogether to have like a blanket one that I can throw on every video, so that way I'm not limited. Kind of something like what all the other YouTubers do. I think it'd be a little bit easier that way. So I'll figure that out. Just give me some time. We are pulling into Baltimore now. I'm just going to go rest. I see that there is a garage. I'll get that at the beginning of the next episode, or when I wake up from resting, to get my, I think it's like 10 hours he rests. I haven't really timed it out yet. I'll fill up the truck also before we get back on the road. But as of right now, we're getting to the closing of this episode. I do want to thank all my subscribers for subscribing. I know that, like I said, I'm not able to put out very many videos. It seems to be about every 2 weeks or so I'm able to put out a video. I wish it was more. Maybe later down the road that can be something that can be changed. But you know what? Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. You know, and being here with the videos that we do have now and the support that we do have now. I really hope that this grows. I'm not trying to recruit anybody. I'm just trying to show people what we do, because I think that what we do is awesome, and we have a lot of fun. And I want to share that with all of you. So, again, thank you guys so much for that. I'm pulling in here. I'm going to rest here at this mechanic. It is a smaller spot. It is kind of tricky, but I have rested at one of these before, so we are going to make it work. So I will be coming in here. I got to come all the way over here. I got to stay all the way to the left here, and then I've got to flip around. Like I said, this is a long trailer. Once I get stopped, since it is daytime, as you can see, it's kind of raining right now. I will, however, go out. I'll go back out to the third-person view and show you the truck and what it looks like in the daytime. Because I really think that this truck looks really good. This parking and where I have to sleep, it's not really realistic. It's kind of just like this. I'm just gonna set the parking, or I'm gonna put it in neutral, set the brake, kill the motor. Before I rest though. Oh yeah, look, I'm got the trailer up on the curb. But yeah, this is a truck, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. There's in the windshield there, you see my name right there in the driver's seat, passenger seat. There's my beautiful fiance's name, Jeanette. And so yeah, this is my truck. There's the liftable axle that I was talking about. I have the truck shut off, so I'm not going to show you right now. I love that headache rack that I have put on it. I love those wheel covers that I have over the last two axles, and I kind of have one over the liftable axles as well. But this, I think, all around is just a beautiful truck. Again, thank you guys so much, and yep, I will see you guys next